Have you ever heard sounds or seen symbols in meditation that feel like they're ancient? But what if these symbols and sounds were not random at all? What if they're part of a universal language of light that's older than words that your soul remembers? Welcome, Sacred Ones. I'm Ash. I'm an Akashic channel and energy healer. And on my channel, we talk about all things light language, Akashic Records, Galactic Wisdom, and self-healing. So if this sounds like something that you might enjoy, stick around to the end to receive a light language transmission. In today's video, we're going to be exploring what light language is, what its true origins are, and why it's more relevant now than ever. We're also going to finish up by talking a little bit about how to receive light language, and I'm going to channel a mini light language activation for you right at the end. Light language is a multi-dimensional expression of your soul that transcends the need for words and understanding. It bypasses the logical mind and speaks directly to your soul. Light language is energy more than form, and it can be sung or spoken or chanted. Light language can also come in the form of hand movements and mudras and gestures. Light language can also appear as symbols. It can also be part of art, and it can merge with anything that your consciousness can perceive. This is the language of our higher selves. And unlike human language, it doesn't need to be learnt. It needs to be remembered, and it doesn't need to be understood, but it needs to be received. At the root of it, light language is a language of frequency and vibration. Light language can be used to dislodge and move around any negative energies. It can be used to create new realities, and it can be used for pretty much anything that you can think of. So where does light language really come from? Now, I am an Akashic channel, so I decided to just channel this information straight from the Akashic Records, and when I asked the guides to show me what was in the records about the origin of light language, what I was shown is that true light language has its roots in the universal field of the unity consciousness, and it was created by the source of all things as a way to communicate, as a way to shift energy so that we can come into alignment. Many of our advanced galactic brothers and sisters have adopted this light language and made it their own. So there are many different light languages that one can speak. There are galactic light languages that I speak, like Lyran, Pleiadian, Orion, Arcturian. There are also angelic light languages, like the Cherubim light language is one that I know. And there's also the Gaian light language, which is something that the spirit of the earth herself has developed through what was provided by Source. Throughout history, shamans, temple priests and priestesses have chanted different variations and versions of light language. Now, sometimes when I'm chanting light language, it reminds me of Hindu or Buddhist prayer chants, for example. So many of us already have access to this part within us, and we just don't know it yet. Wherever you are on your journey, whether you're just curious about light language or whether you are a prolific speaker, I want to remind you that light language is the language of your soul. It's encoded in your DNA. And if you're curious about it, it's because your soul wants to remember your light language. Light language is more important now than ever because we are going through a collective ascension. And the main change that's happening during this ascension is we're going from this mind and ego-based identity to a heart-based identity. And when we move into this heart-centered way of living, light language can really come in, help us bypass all of this old programming and get straight to reorganizing and recoding our DNA. Light language can help us shift old trauma and patterns much more easily than other traditional healing modalities. And I always like to say that I love to combine light language with any and all healing modalities because it enhances any intention that we set. Light language can help you regulate your nervous system and reprogram your subconscious mind. It can help you rewire your neural pathways and release old trauma that may be stuck in your body. Light language can also help us open up to receive more of that pure white source light that we all have access to. It can help us shed our own density and step into this newer, homoluminous, illuminated human version of ourselves. Light language is one of the most potent tools that any healer or spiritual seeker can have in their toolkit. This is because light language helps us expand our intuitive gifts, and it helps us go deeper in self-inquiry. And above all else, it helps us strengthen our connection with the divine. As we're going through these crazy, chaotic times of change where the old paradigm is collapsing, it's more important now than ever to stay grounded, and light language can help us with that. One question that I get a lot is, how do you receive light language? So the very first thing to understand is that it's not important to understand light language. It's not important to understand exactly what the person who is weaving the light language is saying. It's more important to allow your souls and your DNA to absorb it. So it's more important to stay open when you're receiving light language than try to understand or perceive of what's happening. The best way to receive light language is to listen, feel, and allow the changes that are happening within you to occur. Don't put up a fight and don't bring up resistance when you're receiving light language. The best way to receive it is to sit down or lie down and close your eyes. Feel your heart expanding and opening up to receive these light codes, and observe how your body feels. Observe if you feel tingles, if you feel the chills, if you feel like you're releasing old energy, if you shake because you're releasing old energy, if you're feeling any other emotions come up. So keep an eye on how you're feeling and trust your body's intuition, right? So once you do all of these things, you're able to receive light language very seamlessly. And as you're doing this, if resistance does come up, meet it and allow it to melt away. Resistance is very normal, especially when you're getting a quantum boost in your higher vibrational energy in a way that light language does. So if resistance does come up, just meet it, allow it to flow away, and continue receiving the light language. Another question I receive is, how do I activate my own light language? So the most fundamental thing to understand about light language is that we channel light language. So any way that you can help your channel open up, either through meditation and visualization, it can be through automatic writing or stream of consciousness writing, it can be through humming, sound, right? Chanting. It can also be through movement and dance. So basically, allowing your channel to open up, to receive the sound and to receive the movements, and allowing that energy to be fluid within you as you channel it is the key to activating your own light language. The key is to trust yourself. Usually when light language comes on, we are calibrating, so it might sound like a lot of repetitive sounds. But if you are able to, and you're serious about opening up your light language channel, I would suggest that you start with a daily meditation practice or a daily journaling practice where you practice channeling. And as you practice channeling, I'm going to channel a light language activation for you at the end. Once that's activated, as you keep channeling, your channel opens up more and more to a point where your light language naturally comes online. One thing I want to note here is always have integrity when you're channeling light language. Light language is a language of frequency and light. So if you're channeling it for anything that's less than fully of the light, any purpose or cause that's not fully of the light, it simply won't work. So don't waste your time. But also what I mean by have integrity when you're channeling it is make sure that you set a clear intention for why you're channeling it, and make sure that you're focused on the light language channeling when you're doing it. Don't have like a million different distractions in the background. Just carve out a nice quiet space, be clear about what you want to channel, and have integrity as you're channeling light language. Let's get into the fun part. I'm gonna channel a little light language activation for everyone that's watching. You can save this portion of the video and watch it as many times as you need, but most times if you watch it 3 to 9 times, you should be good. So let's go ahead and close our eyes. Take a few deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth, and get into a nice, relaxed, receptive state. And as you do this, I am going to set an intention to channel light language, and then we'll get into it. Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, I ask that you please come through and help me channel light language for my collective that's watching here today, to help them activate their own light language and to help them be a more embodied light worker and way shower. Thank you, so be it. Follow the sound of my voice and receive these light codes straight into your cells, and feel these light codes activating your own light language within your throat chakra. Neki pukuri kia makani kia likia wate kia makuri kini kia makoni kia makani kia ni kia re te kia makuri kia makani hiwari te kiuri kia te kia re kia pukuri kia makali ki te kuani kia re kia pukuri kia makani ki kiwani ki te kia pukuri kia ni kia. Allow your throat chakra to open along with your crown chakra and your third eye, to allow your channel to be nice and crystal clear. Neki pukuri kia makali kita kuani kia ni kia re tiki pukuri kia makari kishtika pukuri ya makari kishtikia ni kia re tiki puku makani shtikia ni kia ni kia. Feel your earth star chakra opening up. It's about 1 foot beneath the soles of your feet, and allow these light codes to anchor into your earth star chakra as you say a couple words of gratitude to Archangel Michael and Metatron as we wrap this light language activation up. Feel a waterfall of white light washing over you, and allow any energies that you have released to be washed away now. Let's take a couple deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. And as you do this, come back to this now moment and open your eyes. That was a very solid light language activation. I hope that at least a few of you experienced your own light language coming online with that. If you're interested in working on activating your own light language or receiving a light language healing from me, you can book a one-on-one session with me. I leave all the links for that down below. I love speaking light language, and I speak about 7-8 different light languages. So if you're interested in any more in-depth content about light language, or if you have any questions, leave them down below. And with that, I will see you in my next one. Namaste.